to Pickleball Addiction, the place for pickleball coverage in the UK and around the world. My name's Mark Mars. Thanks for tuning in. Now, these shows are available on both podcast format through your favourite podcast player and on YouTube. So just search for Pickleball Addiction and you should be able to find them. So it's the day before the English Open and I'm getting ready to go. Started packing my bags. The weather is absolutely terrible in the UK at the moment. It's been pouring down with rain. It's August, and for the last couple of weeks the weather's been absolutely terrible. So I don't know what's happened to summer in this country. It's just different to how it used to be, but never mind. Good job the English Open is all indoors, so we'll spend the next 4 days indoors up in Telford. So the English Open is being held at the Telford International Centre, if you're not already aware. There's 40 courts being installed by a US company called Pickleball United. So that's the same people who do the courts for MLP and APP. So they're both tournaments in the US, if you're not familiar with those. So it really is like first class courts to play on. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to playing on courts that don't have other lines on it from badminton and things like that. So it's going to be great fun playing on, really pristine kind of clean courts. Just want to give a little bit more information about the tournament and how it's going and what's actually going to happen on the day. I know there's a lot of people, especially in the club that I play at, didn't have a clue that the English Open was taking place. Just had absolutely no idea that it even existed. I was speaking to some just last night at our club night and they didn't even know that there was an English Open. So I'm kind of aware that some of the people that might be watching this have absolutely no idea that this is happening, whereas others will be fully understanding what's happening. So I thought I'd do a little introduction to the English Open, what's going to happen over the course of the next few days, and then I'm going to be recording a video diary every single day of the event, just so that people can get a flavour of what's going on, and hopefully I can share the experience for those people that can't make it. So the tournament this year has 1,059 entrants from 34 countries, which makes it the biggest pickleball tournament in Europe. I don't know if it's even the biggest pickleball tournament outside the US. It may well be. And that's more than double the number of entrants that entered the English Open last year. So you can see just from that just how quickly the sport is growing now. But that's incredible. To have that many entrants playing over 40 courts. So I think it's to be quite a spectacle. The competition officially starts on Friday, but the venues open actually from 5 p.m. tonight for recreational play. I'm going to be driving up first thing tomorrow, so I can get some practice on the new surface with the outdoor ball before the event starts. The event starts, as I say, on Friday officially with singles. It's same-sex doubles on the Saturday and mixed doubles on the Sunday. And because I can't get enough pickleball, I've entered all three. Now, I've only played singles for 4 sets ever, so I don't really fancy my chances. And it's really exhausting, but I'm sure it's going to be fun anyway. But I figured, hey, why not? Now, when you enter the tournament, you have to kind of enter in an age bracket, but also in a skill bracket. So let me just try and to explain that a little bit. So there's 5 age brackets, which is the 18 plus, the 35 plus, the 50 plus, the 65 plus, and the 70 plus. So you put yourself in that bracket, and that's the easy one to work out. But you also have to put yourself in a skill level bracket. So in terms of the skill levels, there's 3.0, 3.5, 5, 4.5 and 5 plus. So now that's a little more difficult to work out now, because when I signed up for the English Open, I've been paying for 3 weeks. So I entered myself in the 3.0 category. Now I've no idea where I should be in any of those. I mean, I've been playing a lot since I started 6 months ago. But given I was brand new to the sport, it seemed the most logical place to place myself at the time. And having spoken to my men's double partner, he mentioned to me that the rating system is a little bit all over the place because you have to kind of self-certify your own skill level, which makes things, really difficult. Hopefully in the future, there'll be increased adoption of the DUPA rating system that they use in the US for tournaments and leagues, which will just make the understanding of our own rating much easier, because all scores are logged and you kind of get a rating spat out to you at the end of that. So hopefully that will alleviate some of this as we adopt the game, as we kind of adopt these ranking systems in the future. But right now it's kind of a best guess, and there are some guidelines around best guess, but I guess it's probably fair to say they're open to interpretation a little bit. But it should be a big mix of people, because everybody doesn't really know how to rate themselves, or most people, that aside from the pros, don't really know how to rate themselves very, very accurately or very consistently. So my understanding is that there's people in all different brackets, up and down. So it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully in tournaments going forward, I'll probably get a better idea of kind of where my skill level lies. So I'm going to be in the 35 plus group. Sadly, I'm right at the top end of that 35 plus group, not down the bottom end, but it does mean in a few years I'll be able to get into the 50 plus group, where I'll be the young un. So I'm looking forward to kind of whatever happens there. So I think worth mentioning just how well organized the event has been. I didn't have anybody to play in either men's or doubles. I don't know anybody else. Actually, that's not true now. I didn't know anybody else that was going to the English Open. I do now, as of last night. So we have some players at our club that their home club is a different club to the club that I attend, but they also attend our club when they can. And a couple of those will be going up also to Telford. But I didn't have any playing partners, I guess is the long and short of it, having only been playing for 6 months. And as I mentioned, like most of our club don't even know that it exists. I was also the youngest person in our club until recently. Well, I say till recently. For the first couple of months, I was the youngest person, and then we've got a very young, like 23-year-old chap who plays now. I think it's 23 or 25, something in that region. But last night we actually had a mum who brought her kids as well and there I think they were 14 and 16. So hopefully that's the first sign of some junior players kind of joining and entering the club. They seem to all have a fantastic time. They've got a tennis background, so they were fantastic from the word go. So hopefully we'll kind of see kind of more of them. But so trying to find someone my age as well as anybody that's going was kind of difficult. But I've been the event's so well organised, they assign you a partner if you don't have one. So I've been assigned a men's partner. He's based in Sheffield, and a woman for the mixed doubles who's based in Northern Ireland. Now, I'm based in the south of England, so that didn't really leave much opportunity for us to like get together and maybe have a couple of games before the day. But that doesn't really matter. I'm just really looking forward to meeting new people and spending 4 days just completely involved and talking to people about pickleball non-stop, other people that kind of also love the game. So, in addition to just the kind of, I guess what you call like the normal folk that are attending, there are also a bunch of pros from the US that are attending. So, all of these players play in the MLP. If you're not familiar with the MLP, I've already referenced that earlier in this episode. But it's called Major League Pickleball, and it's a team-based competition in the US, and maybe we'll cover that in a future episode, exactly kind of what that is. But they're all pros in their own right. They enter all the pro competitions, and are all part of this MLP competition. So those people that are coming are Lee Whitwell, sorry, should I say, SUSANNAH BARR, Andre Dishenko, Ryla de Hart, Megan Fudge, and Rob Nunnery. Now, Rob Nunnery also co-hosts a podcast called It Feels Right in the US. So it'd be good to talk to him too. The pros are not only playing in the event. That's something that's just a great coup for the English Open to be able to encourage these people to come along to kind of help raise the profile of the game in the UK. But they're also putting on some clinics on the Thursday and Friday. Unfortunately, I was just not fast enough on the button to get myself registered for that. There's on Friday it was difficult for me because I don't know what my schedule is for the singles yet, so I couldn't really pick a time. And on Thursday, it got booked out, so I went on the wait list, but I don't expect to kind of get any joy out of that. But yeah, they have clinics there, which is fantastic to get like some some experience or some advice from pros. They're also running a Play with a Pro event, which is awesome, which I did manage to register on, and you get to play a best of 3 games match with a pro player. So there'll be a pro player on each side of the net, and then a normal person who will be partnered with them to play in a best of 3 match game, 3 games match. So get a decent amount of time playing with the pro, but I'm just really excited to have a front row seat on the court, seeing a professional player at work. So that will be happening tomorrow. Wow, tomorrow! I didn't even really acknowledge that's happening so soon, but that'll be awesome. I guess the other thing worth mentioning is there's also a next generation tournament, which will be featuring next generation junior players from different countries around the world in a team format also that will be similar to the MLP, as I mentioned previously. So that should be exciting to see some of the the young players really up and coming. There is also on Sunday there's a junior event and a wheelchair event as part of the entire event as well. So it's definitely packed full with things that are going on. I think the days run between 9 AM and 9 PM. Luckily, even if you get quite far in the competition, then you don't have to be there all day. They've kind of staggered the event, so I think you'd end up being like coming for the morning or coming for the afternoon, evening, and it will kind of work a little bit more like that way. But I know that they didn't expect to have so many people, but luckily the Telford International Centre can accommodate it. I think they only planned originally to have 2 of the halls hired out there, and they've actually ended up hiring all 3 halls that are available at the venue, which just meant they had to run really long days as well to kind of fit everybody in. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do next year if they're expecting further growth. They're probably going to have to find a bigger venue. Guess last thing to mention is that spectators are allowed if you're free over the next few days and you fancy watching some pickleball and some pros at work, then you are allowed to spectate at the event for free, but you have to go ahead and register on the Pickleball England website. So if you head over there and register, then you can turn up on one of the days and kind of be part of the event even if you're not playing. So my plan right now is to record a video diary every day of the event to give you a flavour as it unfolds. It'll be rough and ready as I don't expect to have a lot of time for editing or anything, but I'll record a longer video when I'm back kind of recapping the entire event. But hopefully I can kind of bring some of the excitement and buzz from around the event to this show, so that I can kind of share it with you, and hopefully it'll give you some encouragement to kind of register for next year if you haven't already, or if you're not planning to already, or hadn't even heard of the event until now. So that's it. I think another short one here right now. I just wanted to kind of give a little prelude to the English Open ahead of tomorrow when it all begins. So with that said, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.